Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a comparison between the Klein wire strippers and the Klein Kurve wire strippers. This is going to be a comparison of them and their performance in a residential setting. So, both of these wire strippers are made from Klein, and the metal is steel. The regular ones, I've been using these for a few months now. They're good strippers. They're pretty basic. The only downside is that they have a very short width for cutting wire, and most of NM cable that I use in residential setting, it cuts it about halfway and then I have to go in and cut it again. But what I do like about these is the range of different gauge insulation strippers. So you'll go from as large as 8 and all the way down to 16. But for NM cable, I only use the 16 and the 14. Another pro to these is just the tip right here. It's good for getting into knockouts, as well as these two holes here. It's good for just, turning the wire for your receptacles or switches. The Klein Kurves, though, I feel like these are specifically made just for NM cable, simply because they have 2 slots for both 12-2 and 14-2 sheathing, and then their respective 2 insulation strippers. The thing I like about these more than the regular ones is that you'll see on the tip here, it's longer than the regular Kleins, and this just helps to move around the wires a lot more and get into the holes and pull it out. Another plus of these ones is that their cutting surface here is about the length of the NM cable, so all you have to do is just cut one time, and it's just, you do more with one tool. This one I do still prefer, even though it doesn't have the cutting capabilities to cut NM cable. I'll just use a utility knife, and although it is 2 tools as opposed to just using the one, I've gotten used to just using these strippers and a utility knife, and it works fine for me. Another thing that I don't think is that much of a fair comparison is that these are old. These were given to me by my first company a few months back. I showed up on the job with these ones, and I was getting in there doing my thing, and my JP said, hey, just take these ones. And I've just been using these ones since. I may do restoration of these just to get off this rust, but I'm not too sure it'll do them any good, simply because just the wear on them has made the slots dull. And also here, I'm guessing either from cutting at nails or cutting hot wires, it's kind of jaded the blade a bit. It almost looks like a 2nd or 3rd slot for insulation cutting. But another plus to these is this little locking system here as well, and they're so old that I could just kind of hold on, just flick it out and flick it back in, and usually just easy out and back. So we do it and back in. Yeah, both of them do have the springs here. So, but overall, if you're just starting, like I said, in a residential setting, I would say these ones are probably better, just because it's one tool and you have everything in one. You have up here the longer crimpers to just pre-twist. You have both your 12-2 and your 14-2 sheathing slots, and then, you know, the 2 separate gauge is to cut off the insulation. So if you want one tool, go ahead and just buy this one, but if you're cool with using these and a utility knife, then yeah, I would prefer these ones.